All right, hello everyone. This is going to be your reading for the new moon in Gemini, arriving on the 10th of June in North America, and um, that'll be the 11th in the Southern Hemisphere. So I guess the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. I'm very intrigued about this new moon. I have some very strong, opinionated, powerful Geminis in my life. And Gemini, much like they know their own sign, is very much a symbol of duality and how you can hold two truths at once. We are in the middle of eclipse season. There's lots of stuff going on. We have Mercury in retrograde, which I definitely don't think is a bad thing, although people love to blame stuff on Mercury retrograde. I really believe it's more time to slow down and to keep the course steady instead of trying to do really drastic things. But I am very much looking forward to seeing how these cards come through today. If you are new on Instagram or on YouTube, welcome. If you're in the Indigo Instinct Healing Matrix, you will be seeing this reading in advance. And if you'd like to see these readings in advance, hop over to the Indigo Instinct Healing Matrix on Facebook. It's a private Facebook group where we do all these readings in advance. And I also post my Transmission Tuesday videos on Tuesday instead of at a later date. And it is a 4-card reading. I do primary energy up top, general energy of what is going on for this lunar phase, and the general vibe of the moon phase. I will do shadow energy down below for our second card, the energy that needs to be brought to light, and maybe the energy that you are struggling with at this particular time. And then I will do a pathway read. So a cross card on top is the energy that is keeping you stuck and is the challenge and sort of the stickiness in this lunar cycle for you. And the path underneath is the way through, the way that you can see your opportunity to move forwards and the energy that you can embody and invite in to help liberate yourself. If you would like to book a private session with me, feel free to comment below on any of these videos or send me a personal message on Instagram. There we go. All right. Eager cards. Interesting. Okay, so this is our primary energy. We've got our beautiful magic guardian, and this season feels like there are so many big ideas. It feels like there are so many things that you want to accomplish and dreams you want to make come true, and you may even be planning ahead in your mind about all these things that are going to happen for you. And this primary energy, this beautiful goddess, brings two messages, and one of them is that you're perfectly capable of making whatever you're dreaming about happen, even if it seems a bit distant or a bit far-reaching. This goddess card, this deep mother goddess card, reminds you that you have an infinite wellspring of magic within you, and that there is absolutely nothing blocking you other than the limitations that you have for yourself. So that you have this awareness and can bring this awareness forwards that there's no reason why you can't make these plans happen and you can't make these dreams happen, and really embodying that feeling and feeling that truth of, right, I can actually do this if I really want to. And the second message that she brings is one of slow child. So this deep sort of maternal grandmother voice that you may have all of these ideas percolating around your head, or you might have a bunch of them, but it's also very important to remember the process of things coming to fruition. And when I get caught up in time a little bit, because I definitely have challenges with how clock time works and how the hours in the day are structured and all of that. But if you just look to nature and you look at the speed at which a flower grows or the speed at which a tree blooms, it is consistent, and sometimes it looks like nothing is happening, but it's always changing, and it is growing, and it is progressing. And then one day you look up and there's leaves on the trees, and the day before you thought it looked totally bare. So allowing yourself the space to work out all of the details so that you can have a fully flushed idea and a fully flushed plan of what you want to have happen, instead of just having this idea and then trying to make it happen and going from 0 to 100. So give yourself the pace and the slowness to be able to work things out so that you can see any kinks that are coming, and you can have that spaciousness to be able to address them as they come. Our shadow energy. This card feels relational in nature, so it may be a masculine person in your life. It may be a masculine energy that you are dealing with, whether they're in a female or male body or any other type of non-binary body. But it feels relational, and it might be the masculine energy within yourself, but it does feel relational, as in it's the fact that you're dealing with somebody. And there's this fear that if you give your trust over, or you give your, you sort of let your power guard down a little bit, there's this fear that they're going to just take all. And this is a very natural feeling. I mean, we live in a masculine-dominated world. We live where the goddess concept and the matrilineal lines and the matrilineal ways of doing magic and women as healers and all of these really beautiful balances that used to exist in the world have been wiped out, and we're now in the process of bringing them back in. So there's an ancestral truth to being afraid to let your power go and to give yourself, or give your sort of put your armor down and really show yourself and be soft and be open and be vulnerable with this other person, especially when it comes to trust. That's the word that keeps repeating itself for me. But there's also this necessity that if we never trust the masculine energy, then we're not going to restore balance anyway. So if you're male, or if you identify as male and you're listening to this, it could be this energy that you're sort of fighting with within yourself. And if you identify as female, it could be someone that you are dealing with that you are generally just afraid to let in, and you've got a bit of a strong facade because that's how you have moved through the world and that's how you've moved through it successfully. And the time is coming in this lunar cycle and in this new moon to just examine where those walls are and examine where those fronts are, and see if you can talk to yourself and coax yourself into maybe just letting, a part of the shield down or taking the helmet off, and just little pieces at a time to allow yourself to be a little bit more open and trusting in this relation. And then for the block and the path, okay. So this is our block, funnily enough. And it just seems ironic because if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, we're entering summer and we're entering this time of abundance where there's fruit, local fruit again, and there's all sorts of beautiful things happening and all sorts of blooms happening. And the block seems to be a little bit more buried this time. And it really seems to be about whether you are allowing yourself to accept abundance, and whether you can find the balance between accepting abundance and allowing yourself to really feel abundant, and feeling like you have to hoard and take a lot in order to feel secure. And those are two very opposite spectrums of abundance. Taking a lot, overdoing it, overeating, over consuming, over buying, over talking, taking more than is necessary in the balance, is not the same as being abundant and feeling fully supported by the universe. So, is there a wall between you actually allowing yourself to feel abundant and know that you're deserving of abundance, and you're deserving of success, and you're deserving of this new level of living? And are you sort of acting through wound by taking more or buying more or having more and trying to make that your response? So that's our block and our path, our way through for this new moon in Gemini. Interesting. This was unexpected. We got the Arrow card, and ironically, although the sun is coming out and people are getting vaccinated and there's sort of this hint of connectivity in the air, the path for this sense of abundance is really about coming back to you, and you in the center, and you in the cord, and not looking at your family, and not looking at your friends, and not looking at any outside influence in your immediate life. Absolutely look to mentors, absolutely look to people that you admire and that you want to be like, or you want to embody their type of reality. But when it comes to you being successful on your path, it is essential that you focus on your individual pursuit without getting distracted by what you believe is right and wrong, or acceptable or unacceptable, or selfish and unselfish, because those are just the voices of the people who have influenced you for too long, and it is your journey. Nobody is living in your body. Nobody is living in your world. And for you to be able to be successful in this desire and in this worthiness of abundance, then it is absolutely essential that you become focused on your own target and unwavering to the ideas and opinions of others. So that is all I have for you today. I really hope you have a beautiful new moon. Again, if you would like to book a private session with me, a channeling session, a reading, or a healing session, by all means check out my website. I'm taking on new clients for my Ascension Code healing program at the end of June, when I will be finished planting trees. And I hope you all are well. And I'm sending you all the blessings. Much love.